What's going on? Welcome to Coffee Time. My name is Max, and we've had a string of plane crashes happening lately. The most recent one happening yesterday in Canada with Delta Airlines. There's been some people on the left, in particular Chuck Schumer, calling out Trump for being the reason behind all these crashes. But is it really Trump's fault? Or does DEI play into this? We're about to get into that right now. And let's go ahead and look at what Chuck Schumer posted on X recently. So, Chuck Schumer just posted yesterday on X. I'm thankful that everyone in the flight incident in Toronto that took off from Minneapolis is safe, but we keep seeing these incidents day after day. Meanwhile, Trump is doing massive layoffs at the FAA, including safety specialists, and making our skies less safe. Uh, he's stating this, but it's actually come out that the layoffs were mainly done from people that were still on probation, and it was, I believe, less than 300 out of the 45,000 employees in the FAA. And not to mention that the crash actually happened in Canada, so it's not going to be overseen by the FAA. Shortly after, he does post another follow up to that. And he's saying to those asking whether it matters about the plane's destination was in Canada, the flight took off from Minneapolis. The FAA is still responsible for inspecting aviation equipment, and Trump just let go of FAA safety specialists. But that still is going against what majority of people are actually saying and what the reports are showing of who was actually laid off so far. Another person that's been pretty outspoken about it has been Morgan Freeman on here. Not the actor, but a different one coming out on X talking about how thanks Trump for freezing the FAA flight control hires. You're murdering people, or are you blaming DEI, Biden, and Obama, under which nearly had no major airline crashes. Well, that may be, but them implementing the DEI and trying to stop anybody that's white from being hired, even if they're qualified, doesn't really make DEI look good or help its case, especially after we just have had Delta actually come out and do ads like this.
Did somebody say
Slave?
did somebody
That that kind of stuff doesn't look good at all. Honestly, I really don't care how the people look that are flying the plane. What I want to know is that they're on top of their game, they're actually able to handle this, and I'm going to get to my destination safe. That's all I care about. I don't care about how they look, what color they are, what race, what their beliefs are. I don't care as long as I'm getting there safe, and same thing with the whole plane. I want to make sure that nothing's happening. And Delta has been doubling down on this, where just a few days before this incident, they actually came out saying that they're going to not go back on their DEI policies, and they're going against what Trump's executive order was going for. So just this past week, Delta Airlines actually reaffirmed its commitment to DEI initiatives. And the main thing they're coming out and saying is DEI is about talent, and that's been their focus. And that's from the Chief of External Affairs Officer, Peter Carter, with Delta Airlines. With Delta doubling down right before this accident, it doesn't help their cause with DEI hiring, and it actually makes people question whether or not it was due to the DEI hiring practices. You always are going to have those people wondering now, whenever they see somebody that's minority, somebody that's different, you're going to have them questioning, oh, is this a DEI hire? Like, am I going to be safe with this or not? Because it doesn't make those people look good. And even if they are hired based off of merit and they're the best for the job, now there's always that doubt in people's mind that, oh, this is just a DEI hire. They got it because they're this race, this whatever, this religion, their gender, whatever you want to say. It's going to be any one of those things that people are always going to have doubt in their mind. And that's something that shouldn't be going on. And I think it actually does a disservice for all the minorities and whatever groups that are being hired with DEI, because it's making it look bad and it's causing the public to have doubt in their eyes. about that person. As for the crash, I know that a lot of the news stations are actually trying to say that it was because of weather conditions and it was strong gusts of wind. But then yet we have news reports and from the official investigation that's actually coming out saying how it there was actually no gusts and that it was dry and it was clear conditions. Just take a look at it.
The runway was dry and there was no crosswind conditions. We also want to give an update. We can now confirm that 18 injured passengers have been transported to the local area hospitals.
After hearing that, you can actually see that the conditions were clear, so it's making it seem like it was more of a pilot error. That's where the whole DEI hiring practice kind of is being scrutinized because of that. And then you also have from CBS talking about the questions that should happen. Well, I'll just let you listen.
So it's interesting, Lindsay. I was speaking with a Delta pilot who's not involved in this at all to get a sense of what he thought about that. He said, look, when you watch the video, the way that the plane lands is nose first onto the runway. He said the way that we land planes when we have a safe, proper landing, the nose is up, the back wheels touch first. So he said, I want to know, could the pilot not see the runway? Could he not? Was it the weather conditions? Did something happen with the landing gear? Was it an aircraft issue? So those are some of the questions I think that investigators will want to ask the pilot and air traffic control.
Great insight.
So I think that there's a lot more investigations that need to be done. The pilots do need to be questioned about it, and even the black box needs to be checked out to make sure that what was it really? Was it something where the pilot just couldn't see the runway? Was there really gusts? Maybe there was some sudden gust of wind that happened at that time that caused the plane to be unstable when it was landing. But it does seem like it's pilot error based off of how the plane was actually landing. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that this was part of DEI? Do you think that that's a bad practice that shouldn't be going on in the businesses? Yeah, let me know. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And if you want to see more content like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Until next time.